Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Niru. Thank you for tuning in. Oops. Thank you for tuning in. I am doing good, and wanted to, I'm just putting the sage away. It was on the windowsill. And of course I spill ashes everywhere. But want to talk for just a moment in regards to some demons that we have to tackle, and specifically three. There are three major demons that we have to tackle in this lifetime. And again, these are major ones. So again, it could be as detailed as you want to, or as necessary based on your life path. Okay? But three demons that we all must conquer if we want to ascend. And these demons, if you can imagine a tree trunk, okay? If you can imagine a tree trunk and the branches that extend off of that tree trunk, and then the branches that extend off of the branches that extend off of the tree trunk, and then the branches that extend off of the branches that extend off of the branches of the tree trunk. And you know what I'm saying, right? So, yeah. So that's really how everything is laid out. That's how the universe is laid out. That's really how everything is laid out. It's layers. That's how the earth is laid out. That's why you have sedimentary rock. You have whatever other kind of rock. That's the only kind of rock I remember from earth science class. Sedimentary. Yep, that's the only rock I remember. And I don't know why. Maybe I need to look that up and find out the significance of sedimentary rock. And so we are also layered just as such. And again, what I hope to ultimately help us all to see, including myself even better, is that we are just another depiction of the earth individually. We have a Nile River, and that's our vertebrae. It's fluid that flows up and down our vertebrae. Right? The Christos is not Jesus. Jesus is man-made. Okay? The actual Christ is a spirit, and spirit only. And that spirit is within your body, and it's called Christos. It's fluid, literal fluid, that science has shown, health professionals know, flows up and down your vertebrae. You have 33 of them. Okay? That is really the Christ. That is really the Christos. Okay? It's not Jesus. That's man's story. That's not, no. Okay? So, three demons that we must all conquer in order to be victorious. Many of you have probably already thought about the first one, and the first one is the spirit of the ego. Okay? The egoic nature of man. This is the first Adam's downfall. Okay? If you want to put it like that. Okay? So the first Adam, again, that's not literal. Again, the Adam and Eve story, it's not literal. Okay? There's a reason why the earth is 70% water and your body is too. Again, a different form of the same beginning. Okay? Are we sponges today? Are we? 4:44 when I looked over at the timer. Are we in it today? Okay? All right? The number 3 is significant in all of these, right? All the way down from the simplest insect, plant, whatever, amoeba, whatever, down to the atom. And atom is 3 parts: protons, neutrons, electrons. It's 3. That's why 369, Nikola Tesla. That's yeah, right? Okay. Right. So that's what Most High was trying to get us to see, and still is. That's what the universe, our ancestors, are trying to show us, what they learned while they were here. And our ancestors also, you have lived here many lifetimes, so you have ancestry of yourself within you. You have to unlock those things, okay? You do that through chakra alignment and so on and so forth. So yes, egoic nature, the ego nature, the Adam nature, is perhaps the first ego demon, or the first demon that has to be crushed. I guess all of them are egos to some degree, but that is the first demon, or not the first, but that is a demon that needs to be subdued and controlled. You don't need to get rid of your ego, because your ego is good. Again, you don't need to get rid of, what's another, something that men don't need to get rid of our nipples. We have them for a reason. I'm not quite sure what that is, but we have them. Right? So, again, if nothing else, to be a mirror image of the masculine or feminine, being, right? The female being is what I'm saying, right? Okay. So, and ironically, yes, breasts carry more fat tissue, right? But ironically, the sacral is the only difference between a natural man and a natural woman, okay? Or masculine and feminine. When talking man and woman, again, not energies this time, but human beings, okay? So, yes, that's the first. And the ego, you can run forever with the ego. So you can go, again, the other day I mentioned different aspects of the ego in one of the videos that I had posted. And so with the ego, oh, by the way, I didn't thank our subscribers this morning. So thank you, subscribers, newcomers. We're, I think, at 96 subscribers. So we are 4 or so away from 100. Yeah, so if we get there before Friday, that really just kind of 8 minutes. This is so lining up. It's so lining up. So 8 minutes exactly when I was going to say, it is divine timing for us to finish up the journal that brings us up to date, me to get to 100 subscribers, and it be the end of the official, well, it's already been official, but it's the natural manifestation of the end of the karmic cycle that many of us have been on for several years now, if not for decades. Okay. And so I couldn't hear the lyrics. I was hoping to pick up some of the lyrics, thinking maybe it was a message. Yeah, so it is like super bright outside. And I will show you all the yard, but it's the guy I'm renting from. They keep it rather crowded. Yeah, ego. So with your ego, so you could have an ego in regards to money. Okay, this is what leads to the love of money, to the exclusion of everything else, being the root of all evil. And that's exactly what that scripture means. It doesn't mean just having a lot of money is the root of all evil. They would have you believe that so that the secret societies and Illuminati and all those other things can continue to control you, because money is the currency of the earth, and if you don't have it, then you are poor and you have no influence. Okay? Just like if you don't have faith, you have no influence in the 5D or 6D, 7D, 8D, 4D, right? If you don't have any money here, you have no influence. And that's just the way that the system is. That's just the way it's set up here. Don't be mad at it. Just adjust, right? Money is the currency of the earth, okay? So, but if you let it get, anything can get out of control and have you in your ego. Anything, money, relationships, love, material possessions, vehicles, houses, cars, whatever, right? Anything can turn into an issue of your ego. Sex, all right? So the next, and I was going to say next, and I said sex. So that must be what the next is. I wasn't going to say that, but here we go. That's why I said it several times. I was trying to say next, not sex. So, all right. So sex. So the sex demon. And that is very true, because that is the actual Sodom and Gomorrah spirit. So that is definitely one. And that was one I was going to mention. I wasn't going to call it sex, I don't think. I'm certain I wasn't going to call it sex. That just came out. But that is, yes. It's already starting to heat up outside. You know. Close the curtain. So, curtain call. Curtain. I said close the curtain. Curtain call. Show's done. Curtain. Yep. Shut it down. Karmic show's over. Close the curtains. So, intimacy. Okay. This demon of Sodom and Gomorrah running around sleeping with any and everybody. Again, I wasn't going to call it that, but that's what's being said from the throat chakra. So here we go. So, sex demon. If you do not control this demon, it will control you. Now, let me share with you, at this point, the extent of my understanding in regards to what my awareness, I should say, of what this does, because again, I'm changing my wording and everything. So my awareness today is not going to be my awareness tomorrow, because I am ascending constantly. And again, this is what Paul means when he says, I die daily. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Okay. This is what he means. If you are on your job, if you own your shit, you ascending every day. If you own it. Okay, get down on it. Get down on it. How you feel it? Get down on it. I said, people, what you gonna do? You gotta get on the floor if you want your body to move. Get down on it. So, it's time to get to work. For those of us, if you have been in kind of a stagnant type of place, and the newness is coming again with all the timing of everything. But the sacral chakra is the most important chakra in your body, and you have 114 of them, when it pertains to your prosperity here on this earth. So this is how men and women, even though women don't have them, yeah, I guess so, even if women, in today's world, even if women don't have testicles, this is how men and women kick themselves in the balls. Okay? Your sacral energy, your sacral chakra, is not only responsible for reproduction. That sacral chakra is orange in color, and it is located below your navel. Okay? Or belly button. All right? So, when this is in alignment, okay? You are creative, whether you are a business owner, an artist of some sort, a scribe, a writer, meaning, right, an author, or you are a journalist, you are a creative something. You might be a digital creative. You might be a part of web optimization and websites and whatever, all that stuff. Again, that's not my forte. That's what I was trying to think of things, right? You might be a part of all that sort of thing, right? And so if that's your creative path, then when your sacral chakra, so you get out of a relationship today, and then in 2 months you're in another relationship. You did nothing to heal. You did nothing to cleanse your energy. You dated that last person for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years. You were married. You did nothing to cleanse your energy when you ended that last relationship and jumped into bed with the next victim, truly. Because they're all victims until you are right. Okay? And you are a victim of your own self. Your spirit is a victim of your flesh until you are aligned correctly and out of religion and out of narcissistic tendencies and all the other stuff that we talk about that will keep you in low vibration energy, right? So that's one aspect and one responsibility of your sacral chakra. The other aspect of your sacral chakra is for your is to work with your sacral chakra and your root chakra. Okay, so your sacral chakra and your solar plexus. I think I misspoke. Your solar plexus chakra and your sacral chakra, they work together to bring about the abundance that's needed here on the earth for you, whatever that abundance happens to amount to. Again, I understand that not everyone is here to be multimillionaires and billionaires and trillionaires, and I understand that, right? But once you ascend and you elevate, you will find out that you are worth more than you thought spiritually, and therefore worth more here than what you thought. And so you have not been getting paid your just due. So you need to go and recover your I'm trying to say something that I don't even know. Familial spiritual DNA, familial, well, however that word goes. I don't know. I can hear it, but I'm having trouble saying it. Familial DNA, whatever that is, right? Spiritually. You can only do that, again, when you start aligning these things, these chakras and your energy, and removing things that no longer serve your good and align you in the path that you need to go. When things run their season, allow the leaves to fall off the trees and the tree to go bald and the spring to come so that new leaves can form. If you do not go through that shedding process, you will become bogged down. Imagine how bad, even the snake being cursed, how much worse the snake's life would be if the snake was not allowed to shed its skin. And it just had to carry around layer upon layer of dead skin. Think about that. You shed skin. Look up there at the fan, your ceiling fan. You see all that? Most of that is dead skin cells. You probably gagged a little bit, but that's okay. Right? But we shed, right? Skin, hair, it does. It happens that way. And I think most creatures do. Okay? Because it's just a natural part of the process here on earth. And spiritually as well. It's just to constantly shed the old off, new in, old off, new in, old off, new in. So can you imagine carrying around all those dead cells? 1919 on the clock. That's what most of us have done for, again, decades, just this lifetime. Because we don't know about a lot about our other lifetimes until we ascend, until we awaken, right? However, if your sacral chakra is out of whack, you could have all the confidence in the world through your solar plexus chakra. But if you are meant to be a business mogul, an entrepreneur, or serial entrepreneur, if you are meant to Okay? Sit at the tables of heads of state. If you are meant to be in that position, in order to do that, you will need to make sure that your creative ability is up to par. Okay? So what do I mean? This is what I mean when I say you're creative. And again, when I talk about your sacral and all of that, I am talking about what the Bible refers to as the full armor of God. That's man's term. The full armor of God, if you will, has nothing to do with a Bible and with praying. It has nothing to do with that, or the Lord's Prayer, has nothing to do with that. Okay, I don't pray today, I manifest. Okay, so the only prayer that I've really have at any point in time lately, well, there's been a few because of the situation, but those, I wouldn't count those as prayers. Those were more like frustrating questions. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, so those really aren't prayers. Those are really more like inquiries. Heavily frustrated inquiries, right? And so those have been my questions over the last 2 years, right? So praying, I don't do much of. I just give thanks each and every day. Okay, so your solar plexus chakra, number 2 demon, you need to kill. Okay, sex demon, creative demon, because, this is the example I was going to give. So I've been in business meetings, and that sounds all highfalutin. It's not like, again, when I was a tax accountant, my largest client, and everything was done online, my largest client ever on the books was 120 or 170,000 or $170 million software company. Okay. So when I say in business meetings, I'm not talking about, I'm not sitting in a room with Bill Gates and Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about just local, when I was in Central Florida, local Central Florida business owners. Okay. So when I would have business meetings, there were times when I would have business meetings and there would be things or solutions that I would come up with that I did not even know existed before I started the conversation. Or solutions come to me in the middle of the conversations, 2 seconds before I open my mouth. Horus puts the words into my throat chakra. If your sacral is nasty because you fuck around, and I'm not saying that like, you better stop fucking around. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it like literally you're the neighborhood hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole city knows you. Like that's no bueno. No bueno. Right? So when you do not clear this out and you do not destroy this demon, you will live in poverty here, and not by the hand of someone else. It's a different thing if someone's doing witchcraft against you and your efforts are genuine and sincere. Okay? That's one thing. But if you are functioning from an Azazel spirit, from an Apophis spirit, from an Apep spirit, from a Lord of Chaos, Lord of the Serpents, from an Orman nature, that right there is going to prevent your prosperity here on the earth. Your thought processes can subdue or diminish that energy. The way you view poverty can diminish, or money, excuse me, the way you view poverty too. Some people are comfortable in poverty, right? Confirmation with the doot, doot, doot. Some alarm, some somebody on there. So some people are comfortable in poverty. Okay? To be honest with you, I quite honestly believe that Judy is comfortable in poverty. Grew up in the projects. She had jobs here and there. And part of it wasn't her fault. Part of it was the sperm donors. He did not want anyone to babysit me and Matthew. So because he did not want anyone to watch us, then while we were, especially when we were small, she was obligated to stay at home with us. And so on welfare early on, and unfortunately just fell into that, right? And again, she often told me about how she wanted to go into, I think, the Air Force. I think she told me she wanted to go into, but somebody discouraged her. Maybe it was the sperm donor. I don't know. 26 minutes exactly on the timer when I look down. 13, that's a 13, right? So, and an 8. So, I don't know. But if you do not take care of that, okay, that is an ego or a demon that will destroy you and your prosperity here on this earth. Okay, here's the third one. The third demon that you must destroy if you want prosperity here is the spirit of religion. That is the third demon that you must destroy. From the time that you are conceived until the time that you leave, you are bombarded with man's systems. Constantly. You can't get away from them in this physical form, in this 3D form. You can't get away from them. It doesn't matter what it is. I have to deal with them too. Okay? Their commercials. Marketing alone is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, natural narcissist there ever was. Marketing. They're telling you prices have never been lower. They are lying their ass off because the company was created in 1939 and there is no way they're charging you 39 cents for a loaf of bread today. So telling you that prices have never been lower, they are lying. And you might think, well, that's being a little too literal. Well, fuck you. That's exactly what a narcissist does. That's exactly what they do. And I really don't mean fuck you. But you got to see, open your eyes, your third eye mainly, right? That's another chakra. You got to open your eye to see the truth. Okay? So this religious demon is the demon that allows the other two sacrals to run rampant. I'll say that again. This spirit, this demon of religion is, in fact, I'm going to change the wording. This spirit of religion is the demon that allows the man-made systems to function as they do today. That's why there's more than enough food in the world, but yet a lot of the world goes hungry. That's why there's more than enough water in the world, but they would have you to believe that there's a shortage. That's why there's more than enough trees in the world, but they would have you to believe that there is a shortage. This is why. They want you in a panic, desperation, riotous nature. Okay, that's what they want. So they want you scrounging for that can of SpaghettiOs. That shit nasty as hell. They want you going after that. Is like the most artificial thing I've probably ever tasted in my life. Other than, let me think of, I don't know if there is, like Twinkies maybe? Like the most, like how do hearts not just like collapse after eating that junk? You feed that stuff to your kids, I'm going to ask that you look into an alternative. All right? I understand it's cheap, but so is McDonald's. So, and that's another part of taking care of you. Never mind. Never mind. What you eat affects your spirit. If all you eat is fast food, your spirit is being affected negatively. 30 minutes exactly. Okay? So the spirit of religion, not just church, the spirit of religion is the spirit of refusing to change. You see that there's change necessary, you refuse to change. That is the spirit of religion. Refusing to change, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Go to church this week, nothing changes. I've been to the same church for 45 weeks. Nothing's changed. I can tell you for a fact, when I was at the Rock of Central Florida, I was there for 20 years, and a lot changed in that amount of time. A whole lot. Okay? When I got there, I was excited to get there out of the military. But when I got there, I was extremely religious. Extremely religious. Again, sperm donor was a minister for 30-something years before being incarcerated 10 years ago, and so on and so forth, right? So I, as they say, was raised under the altar, and you should never raise somebody up under the altar, because parents' responsibilities are not to raise anyone. Parents' responsibility is to guide the spirit that they are temporarily responsible for. You do not own them anyway. I've been on that rant enough lately. Someone's not getting it, I guess, or not treating their child right or something. Something's, I don't know, I keep saying it. So get the clue. Stop mistreating your child. So not just going to church and hearing the same thing over and over again. Jesus died for your sins. He wants you to say, "I forgive me, Father, and cleanse me of all unrighteousness." All of that. All of that. Okay, again, even as a child, sitting there in a Pentecostal church in Joliet, Illinois, I knew I was looking at some bullshit. I knew it. They're running around and all that, and then I'm hearing them, and I'm like, you about as, because I saw you in school. Now you're running around shouting, talking about you got the Holy Ghost. Okay. I saw you in middle school, little Susie. I saw what you said. I saw what you did. Little devil running around the church talking about amen. Right? So, and interestingly, again, I will mention this, especially for our new subscribers. So, and thank you for coming in. So when I was a part of that church, by the way, they told me as a kid, I was too mean to be saved. What God cannot save a child, even if they are mean? Are you joking me? They literally told me that. Judy, if she was honest and stopped lying, she would be honest and she would say, yes, that's correct. They did tell her that. I, an earth angel, Egyptian shaman, seahorse spirit, Gaia beacon, born on the 333rd day of the year, kidney transplant on 7/7/17, healer, empath, alchemist. Yeah, he can't be. Yeah, there's no salvation for him. 3 on the timer. You know why? Because I was abhorring religion from the get-go. And again, I believe there were things that were done that happened. Maybe I did something or something happened when I was an infant that I do not recall. Yet. Most High was like, say yet. The universe was like, say yet. Yet. Okay? So the religious nature, and again, all of these can flow into any and every aspect of our lives. And again, we can drill down on this forever, because it is, first of all, it's oneness. Okay. And so when you get to the realization that it's all connected and it's all just one big web, right? And it is the most intricately woven fiber optic system ever known. Is spirituality, is the universe, is you and I, is the I am, is the crystals, is the Yeah, Alpha and Omega. Okay? So, when we look at religion, when we look at our ego, and when we look at our sacral chakra, okay, our sex energy, our creative energy, okay, that is where your business ideas come from. And that's what I was going to mention. I've said things, I think I did. I said things in business meetings and things like that that I had no idea of. Okay? And I've also, yes, said things that were incorrect in a business meeting that I later found out. Okay? Right? If you keep your sacral energy clear, you are sharper. And when you marry that with your confidence of your solar plexus chakra and your root chakra being grounded, let me tell you something. You are unstoppable. And who doesn't want to be unstoppable? In this year of 8. 36 minutes exactly. That's a 9. Okay? 369. All right? And it was 9 seconds. 369 seconds on the clock when I looked. All right. So thank you so much as always for tuning in. I definitely am appreciating you, your energy, subscribers, and all that you are doing here to help us all ascend, because you are helping me as I am helping you. And yeah, continue to live your highest, purest, truest self, and that's an ever-evolving process. So again, I encourage us not to become frustrated, but look for the place where in the storm you can find calm. And I'm smelling my grandfather right now. Oh shit, my left arm is going crazy. Or about to. And for those of you who do not know, my left arm is like some type of antenna. I don't know what it is. The dog started to bark. I don't know what it is like. When I get like hit a certain frequency or something within, then my arm like jumps, like my left arm like jumps. That's also the arm where the umbilical cord was wrapped around it and my neck. So that religious spirit, that Azazel spirit, Apophis spirit, Satan, Beelzebub, Jezebel, right? They did not want me to speak here, okay? And they did not want me to work. Okay? Which affects your abundance here, which is the whole reason for what the enemy has been trying to do to the entire collective since the beginning of time in this place in the 3D. And that is subdue us, the righteous one. And righteous not in religious, I mean righteous as in ascended one. That's what they've been trying to do. It doesn't matter who it is. If you come here to bring about good change, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., if you come here to bring about good change, JFK, if you come here to bring about good change, they are going to come against you, Malcolm X. They're going to attempt to, Ronald Reagan. They are. Because if you stand for, and I'm not talking about an outward thing, okay? Those men, the same thing would have happened to them if Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, if they had never done a single march. It was what they stood for. And that's important to remember. So while you're running around doing all the picketing, that's not what changes things. If you want to change the legal system, you have to do it through justice. And the only way you can get through to justice is through this truth within you. You can't get to justice with man's legal system. You can't get there. Okay? So again, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Looking forward to hitting 100. And I will be posting a special thank you video for that, no doubt. That's just how I am. That's my heart. That's my unconditional love. That is the healing power of me. And I am just a very sentimental, very loving, caring, nurturing guy, despite some people assuming that my strong stance and fierceness is something else. It's nothing more than my passion for the truth that I know. That's all that there is. And for justice. Justice is vitally important here in this place. Vitally important at this time. And we see it more and more every day. It is vitally needed. Thank you so much as always. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so via email at theencourager333@gmail.com. All of my other social media information will be in the description section of this video. As always, you've been tuned into The Encourager. My name's Nehru. Be encouraged.